Here now to discuss it further, Art Laffer, former Reagan economic advisor. He's also Laffer Associates chairman and author of the new book, Taxes Have Consequences. Art, it's always great to see you. And as Jeff Flock points out, this Biden administration push to take oil out of the SPR to bring prices down, it's only helped marginally. Prices are down because of the expectation that demand is going to fall and we're headed into a deeper recession. But having said that, God forbid we have a bad hurricane season. God forbid we have an emergency that requires tapping the strategic petroleum reserves in earnest. We have not replaced that oil. I mean, this is a nightmare strategy that is playing into OPEC's hands.
Let me just say that we should never have had a strategic oil reserve in the first place. That should be the responsibility of the oil companies, the producers, who keep their inventories in balance the way they should. Once you have a strategic oil reserve, do not expect the politicians to keep their hands off it. Joe Biden has done just what every politician would do, is once that oil price goes up, they tap into the oil reserves, they use it for their political reasons, and that's just what would happen. And it would have happened under a Republican too, Jackie. That's what they do. They tap, and it never will be ultimately used for the strategic reasons that we put it there, all the wonderful reasons of a hurricane or whatever else. They always use it for political purposes.
Art, can we talk a little bit about the inflation numbers that we saw? 8.5% inflation, down from 9.1%. I understand that President Biden says last month there was zero inflation, but that's not, 100% of the story, right? He's not talking about the fact that energy prices came down a little bit, but we saw food and housing, two other massive essentials for the American people, continue to move higher. And the reason that the energy prices came down was not because of anything that he's doing. It's because of the fears that we're in a recession.
Precisely. I mean, he was telling the truth when he said the 1 month number was 0%.
Technically
That's true,
speaking.
which means oil prices fell by enough to offset everything else that rose. What he didn't say was that last month, June, was 17.1%.
Right.
That he never mentioned. That's why we use the year-over-year number to put these into correct perspective. It was 9.1% last month. This month it's 8.5%. Who knows what it's going to be next month? But honestly, the reason those prices are coming down is because the economy is slow, and also the economy in China is slowing way down. So the demands for oil are coming way down, and that's what's pushing oil further and further down. My best guess, Jackie, is that we are by no means through this inflation problem. Sooner or later, those prices are going to start coming back up. But President Biden is doing all he can to make oil a political tool for his reelection, for the reelection in the 2022 elections, off-year elections, and he's going to use it that way, and don't expect anything else other than that. But the real inflation problem is not solved by any means, Jackie.
Art, can we talk about energy specifically within the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, right? All of these billions of dollars being spent on climate change provisions. And you've got Jennifer Granholm talking about how average American, you can get a tax credit if you go put solar panels on your roof, you buy an electric vehicle, or you retool your heating system. People don't have money to make that kind of massive investment to then get a tax credit for it. I imagine that this is only going to push energy prices up in the short term.
Yeah, but what she's done is she's always got this dirigi's policies of you should buy this, not that, the other. I'll give you a tax credit, a tax subsidy, whatever it is. A tax goes on this one there. It's a really complicated thing. What they should do is have a low-rate, broad-based, flat tax, Jackie, so that the politicians don't keep trying to manipulate everything this way there. This 87,000 new tax agents, IRS tax agents, they're not going to go out there and look through your tax returns to see if you shouldn't get a bigger refund.
Right.
They're there to look at only those which they can get the money from. They're a huge harassment. I did a paper with John Childs, I think 5 or 7 years ago, which said that for every dollar of taxes collected, every dollar you spend, you and the government spends in real resources, 32 cents out of pocket to do that. This is a very cumbersome, very expensive, very costly way of harassing the population. If you have a low-rate, broad-based flat tax, you don't need to worry about people filing their tax returns. They'll think it's fair, they'll think it's correct, and they'll pay their taxes. And hiring more IRS agents is nothing but counterproductive.
I hear you
on the... It's just harassing the population, and I hope that if the Republicans take the House next time, the first bill they pass is reversing that decision on the 87,000 IRS agents.
I hear you on the harassment. Many people say they're scared of it. They, are dreading what's going to happen as a result of this. And others have said, and I agree with this, essentially this government and this administration has gone out spending recklessly, and they think that the American people are their personal piggy bank to pay for it. I mean, there's something about it that's just not right. If there is a red wave,
and it's wrong, and it's.
If there is a red wave in 2022, maybe
way up.
Something will change. Art, we're out of time, we could go on and on.
Sorry, Jackie, but you're completely right on this.
Always great to see you. Thank you.